Today we're tackling something many of you ask about, the Norwegian A2-B1 oral exam. So we want to give you a shortcut today. We'll break down the exam format, what the assessors actually look for, and then talk about a pretty cool AI approach to practicing.
Understanding the structure helps you feel much more confident walking in.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Picture this. You walk into the exam room. What happens next? What does this A2-B1 oral exam actually, look like?
Well, first off, you're not alone. You'll be in there with one other participant.
Ah, okay, two candidates.
Exactly. And there's a very brief warm-up first. It's not assessed, it's just, introductions. Help settle the nerves a bit.
Makes sense. Then the real deal starts.
Yep. Then you hit the three main tasks. Task A is the first one. It's individual, focused at the A2 level, and it's about telling or describing something.
Individual. Okay, so what kind of questions?
Each of you gets a different question. You might be asked to, say, describe a place you want to travel to, or maybe talk about what you usually spend money on. Simple stuff, really.
And how long do you talk for?
About 2 to 3 minutes each. The main thing is using full sentences, maybe giving some personal examples, and if you're aiming higher for B1.
Yeah. What's the tip for B1 there?
For B1, try to use linking words, because, but also. Sure, you can connect ideas, maybe mix facts with a bit of your opinion.
Got it. So task A is individual description. What about task B? You mentioned interaction earlier.
That's right. Task B is the conversation part. It's assessed for both A2 and B1 levels, and this is where you exchange opinions.
Okay, so you talk with the other person now.
Exactly. Both of you discuss the same topic for about 5 to 7 minutes.
What kind of topics?
Could be things like, what are good ways to meet new people? Or what makes someone a good friend? More discussion-based.
Okay. And what are they looking for here? Just talking.
It's more than just talking. It's about, natural conversation. Are you listening? Are you reacting to what your partner says? Using follow-up questions is great. What about you? Why do you think that?
Ah, interaction skills.
Definitely. And for B1, they want to see you can politely agree or, disagree and really build on what the other person is saying, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
That's a key difference. And even though it's a conversation, you're assessed individually.
Yes, that's important.
Yeah.
Your performance is evaluated on its own merits, even in the paired task.
Okay, A is individual description, B is conversation. What's the final piece, task C?
Task C takes it up a notch. It's another individual task, but this one is really focused on the B1 level. It's called express opinions.
So more complex topics?
Generally, yes. Again, you each get a different question, speak for 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It might be about the importance of culture in Norway, or maybe the pros and cons of working a lot.
Right, things you need to think about a bit more.
Exactly. The advice here is, state your opinion clearly, explain why you think that, and use examples. For a solid B1, show some depth. Mix opinions, examples, maybe even contrasting ideas.
Okay, that lays out the structure really clearly. Task A, B, C. But knowing the tasks is one thing. Passing, especially hitting B1, is another. What are the assessors actually listening for? What makes them tick that B1 box?
Great question. They look at several things. Let's compare A2 and B1 across the board. Take fluency. At A2, you might speak in shorter sentences, maybe pause quite a bit.
Okay.
But for B1, you need to be fairly fluent. You might still hesitate sometimes, that's normal, but you can keep the conversation flowing reasonably well.
Right, less stopping and starting. What about words? Vocabulary.
Vocabulary at A2 is, simple, everyday words. For B1, you need a broader range, including words more specific to the topics you're discussing.
Makes sense. And grammar. Always the tricky one.
At A2, you might use basic structures and make quite a few mistakes, though people can probably still understand you. For B1, you should be using more varied sentence structures, and while mistakes happen, they shouldn't be so frequent or major that they block understanding.
Fewer communication breakdowns, basically.
Exactly. Then there's pronunciation. A2 level means you're understandable, but maybe the listener needs to concentrate a bit. B1 means you're pretty clear to most listeners without much effort on their part.
Okay. Fluency, vocab, grammar, pronunciation, anything else?
Yes, 2 more big ones. Task fulfillment. At A2, you might need some help or prompts from the examiner to fully answer the question. A B1 candidate answers independently, explains their points, really addresses the task.
More self-sufficient.
Precisely. And finally, interaction, mostly relevant for Task B, but it shows overall communication skill. A2 involves responding, maybe with a bit of help. B1 requires active participation. You don't just respond, you initiate. You keep the conversation going.
That's a really helpful breakdown, but it leads to the big challenge, right? How do you actually practice all this? Especially the conversation part, task B, if you don't always have someone to talk with.
And that's where some newer tools are becoming incredibly helpful, like Muntlig's exam mode.
Muntlig. Okay, tell me about that. How does it help?
Well, it's designed to simulate the real exam quite closely. You get the whole structure, task A, B, and C. The AI acts as the examiner for all tasks.
The AI is the examiner. Interesting.
Yeah. And crucially, for task B, the conversation part, the AI actually plays the role of the other participant.
Wow, okay. So you can practice that back and forth interaction.
Exactly. You get to practice listening, reacting, asking follow-up questions, agreeing, disagreeing, all with the AI. And for tasks A and C, the individual ones, the AI just gives you a single question, letting you focus your practice there.
Are the questions realistic?
They are. They're based on the kinds of topics people have reported getting in actual past exams, so it feels quite authentic.
Okay, this AI practice sounds useful, but here's what I really want to know. What about feedback? Does it just like let you talk, or does it actually tell you how you did?
That's the key part. After you finish the simulated exam, all three tasks, the AI gives you detailed feedback.
What kind of feedback?
It's broken down according to those official assessment criteria we just talked about, fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and so on. Give you specific points on what you did well, and importantly, what needs work.
So it pinpoints your weaknesses.
Yes, and it doesn't stop there. It also gives you an unofficial assessment of roughly where you're landing, like A2 or maybe closer to B1. And then, crucially, it offers concrete tips and advice, like to improve fluency, try X, or to reach B1 vocabulary, focus on Y.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just practice, it's guided practice.
Exactly. It offers that interactive, independent practice that's so hard to get otherwise. And the feedback is objective.
Yeah, the AI probably isn't worried about hurting your feelings.
Right. It just analyzes your language based on the criteria. It can spot patterns in your errors, things you might not even realize you're doing.
So wrapping this up, the real value here with AI seems to be, well, it's multifaceted, isn't it?
It really is. You get the simulation of the test environment, which reduces anxiety. You get objective, specific feedback that tells you exactly what to work on to get to B1.
And you can practice whenever you want, speak freely without feeling judged, right? Build that confidence.
Absolutely. It helps you move from just like consciously thinking about grammar rules to actually using the language to express your ideas more naturally.
So the core message for you listening is understand the exam, the tasks, the criteria, and then leverage practice tools like AI to really hone those skills. It can genuinely make a big difference.
Definitely.